So let's just check that the stream is actually going to be up and running here. Alright, I think we're back on, and I think we're live.
Yeah, hopefully you guys can hear Ugly Tuco.
Is there much to take from these if I'm Platt? Was curious about it. Watching and giving your own insights and what you think about the game can help out quite a bit.
Yeah, I'll say we give more basic tips like the what to do in this situation sort of thing. But you might be able to learn something if you honestly ask us.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But we do have 30 seconds before we're in game here. I did go over top a little bit. Would like to see Morelos first coming from Azir, then same with Aurelia going the standard Trinity Force by.
Yeah.
Oh, bot lane, what do you got? What do you think about that matchup?
Let's see here. It's Nautilus, Kalista versus Sivir, Karma. Okay, so Karma is... She can be very powerful early on in the lane. Her poke is pretty insane. But if she isn't able to translate that early lane presence into a kill or a high CS lead in lane, she can't really build a lead from mid-game on. Her utility is pretty good. She kind of has a built-in old-school Shurelias into her kit, and you shouldn't hesitate to use your ult at all. But if she isn't able to get that early game pressure, Nautilus can affect a fight a lot more than she can in that case.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, the speed and engage that, I guess blue team, we'll call them, has, can be pretty... It's pretty strong. Sivir ulti, Karma ulti, it has the potential to help Warwick catch and lock down a single target, or help Wukong get in there and use his ultimate on the whole enemy team. But Nautilus can lock down one target for what seems like forever.
Yeah, as far as mid lane goes, Wukong is defined as one of those cheese picks, kind of like Jarvan, where you need to win lane with it, or else you're going to fall off more and more compared to Aurelia or Ahri.
Yeah.
That being said, I wouldn't be surprised if Warwick did come mid and just get a free kill due to the synergy that those two have.
Yeah.
The amount of lockdown. But no, if Ahri can play safe, maybe look for a few roams, probably get a blue buff from Xin Zhao.
Yeah.
It should be pretty favorable.
I think so. Yeah, in terms of one-on-one matchups, I feel like Red Team can really build their lead through lane. And, like, you talked a little bit about Relay versus Wukong. Aurelia is pretty strong. Ahri and Azir's especially, it's just one big skill matchup. It takes, the skill ceiling for both those champions is really high.
I would like to see going Warrior instead of going Devour on Xin Zhao.
Yeah?
Just really affect the early game and make sure his teammates win laning phase. Because you don't need to be AFK farming if you know that you have favorable lane matchups.
Yeah.
You can just count on them to win for you then late game. Because more than likely Warwick is probably going to be getting Devour.
Yeah, he'll be pretty much in the jungle farming as much as possible.
Even then, like, he can't, as he said before, he won't probably be ganking until level 6 as well, so this is Xin Zhao's time to shine and make some early game pressure happen.
This game will load at any second.
Right.
I believe.
And we do now. But no, for Aurelia, I would like to see you max your E first. Since
Oh
the
yeah.
general rule of thumb is you want to max E versus squishy targets top lane,
Mhm.
and W for matchups which you can auto attack a whole lot.
Okay.
And for Azir, you probably won't be getting more than probably 5 auto attacks, depending on how well Azir handles the situation.
Okay.
That's something I do want to ask you. I noticed that when not support was really popular in the beginning, they took Ignite. Do people still generally take that, or is that a better situation here?
Like, I usually tend to take Ignite a lot more than Exhaust is always useful. You can't go wrong taking Exhaust. But if you bring Ignite with you in lane, your kill pressure is so high in the early levels in lane and on anybody that you can catch out. It's a little ridiculous. The only times I really take Exhaust are when, oh, the enemy has a Vayne, or the enemy has a Jax, or somebody that is going to be a little auto attack reliant coming in and blowing your team up. So I do like taking Ignite a lot more. I just feel the kill pressure you get is substantial enough to win lane. When you win your lane, you can just focus on other parts of the map, and it's just another tool to win lane harder than Exhaust. Not that Exhaust is a bad pick. It's just like it's always there. It's always an option. All right, looks like we got people all connected.
Yay, we're in game.
We're gonna move these people around. Alright, looks like Aurelia went Crystalline Flask first.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay. And Wukong went Doran's Blade. Everything else looks pretty standard. Yeah.
Yeah, I do see Wukong did take his Q first.
He already did take a...
Generally, Wukongs tend to take their gap closer E.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the level 1 trades Wukong provides is way superior than most mid laners, especially versus Ahri.
Yeah. Oh, you still think... I don't know, I feel like even though Azir took teleport, I still feel like he's going to end up mid lane, but...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're probably right.
He's just getting there for the game pressure. I would like to point out, you ran straight to your tower here. I would like to see you kind of either at one of your jungle entrances. It looks like I didn't see if you put this ward down here in this bush, but if you did, good job. But I would like to see you try to ward out your jungle entrances a bit more for early game, just to help protect your team against early invades, or yeah, it's more about protecting your jungler and making sure he doesn't fall behind. It looks like Warwick is starting Gromp, which I guess I'm okay with, but I feel like he'd do a lot better starting Krugs.
Just faster clear speed, plus with the bot lane helping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, let's see here. Does he have W? Yeah, he did. Yeah, WQ. Alright. Bot lane's already a hive of activity.
Alright, when there's always a Karma bot lane. Expect some action. Yeah, really? Don't be afraid to be going back here. Oh, there we go, yeah. Because you have TP advantage where Wukong doesn't, and he needs to rely on his Ignite to win lane, essentially. So if you go back, buy tons of health pots, maybe get a Doran shield, Wukong's going to have a harder chance of killing you.
Yeah, that Karma poke is coming out. Really focusing down Kalista.
I wish I knew more about Karma's support. I know she has a really strong early game,
I mean,
but I don't
she's
know
just
how
doing
well
what
she does outside.
outside she becomes a speed up bot, and kinda, if you're ahead, you can catch people out with your tether. Otherwise, you're a little squishy if you're not ahead to being, like, locking down people. All you can do is peel for your ADC at that point, and speed up your whole team, which is useful. It really is.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, what just happened mid lane? Wow. Alright.
Find that.
Did you see what happened mid lane at all, or?
I'm watching it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, just Azir not respecting the damage coming from there. Just he was focusing too much on the minions and not where Ahri was the entire time.
Okay.
Just general greediness where you just want to play safe, especially that far out.
Good ward by Wukong there to avoid the gank. Let's see here, the junglers right now. Even in CS, Xin Zhao already went back and got Stalker's Blade, so he's probably on the hunt for something to go kill. He did take Scuttle Crab, which is awesome. He can easily take Warwick, I feel, right here if he wants to. Ahri can back him up. Yeah, oh, Azir.
Oh.
Force. Oh, going really deep. As
Wow.
soon as Warwick flashed there, he was out of... Oh, man.
Wukong should be coming bot right now.
He should be teleporting bot right now? Or...
No, when that engage was happening, he should have been walking down there right away.
Oh, yeah, walking down to mid lane.
Yeah. Probably could have picked up a couple kills there, but...
Yeah, that was... Especially, like, you guys are only level 4 and 5. Tower diving, it needs to be... You need to know that you're going to kill somebody within 2 seconds if you tower dive, I feel like, this early in the game. Otherwise, you're going to just take too much damage and die.
Yeah, starting out for junglers, Warwick should still be farming up for level 6. Xin Zhao, I've been noticing that Azir has been pushed up a lot, so probably come mid and probably look for a kill.
Yeah, they were able to get... Oh, look, Warwick's going for the early dragon, which he is capable of, but... Oh, boy. He's gonna...
Yeah, that should be a dead Warwick.
It should be. There it is.
Yep.
So when you go to take Drake, one of the things that should be helpful is you should sweep it first, and maybe have a ward also put it into the enemy jungle entrance. And also another important thing I want to point out as he runs by that ward bot lane is that you want to look at how far each of your lanes are pushed up before you go try an objective like that. If Azir and Sivir and Karma, it looked like they're pushed up, so your lanes did have presence, but you can't always rely on them to come and cover you and help you. Looks like Zen can make a gank work here, but I think that's about to happen.
Oh, here we go.
Nice gank. Let's see here.
And zero vision from blue side.
Yeah, she wasn't able to get a Sightstone her first back. She was just able to get half of it, basically.
So in those situations for a blue bot, Is it better to give up CS there when you have no vision, or should you take that risk?
You can take that risk. It's just I would like to see. I don't know how many wards she bought the first time she went back. If you can just get a ruby crystal, that's fine. Just make sure you get like 2 wards, green wards as well. Even if you're sacrificing some health potions to do it, or even like sacrifice those boots to get that ward coverage, because otherwise you're gonna end up in scenarios where you are gonna have to give up CS in order to play safe, just because you don't have vision. Like you saw Xin Zhao take out your ward in the river. You need to play back from that point on and make sure you have your bot Tribush warded. So you see him take out your ward here. You need to make sure this is warded before you can push up for your CS. Oh, top lane.
Yep.
There's Aurelia being stupid.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I want to make for Wukong is that he decided to go for an all-in when he was 2 levels behind. Like, you might not realize it, but level advantage is super huge for top. Even for mid lane. Like, the additional stats that Aurelia gets that you don't have is way too big.
Yeah.
But just because you did get that kill, Aurelia, you did kind of screw that up, or you could have done better in that situation. When Wukong goes in on you right away, you just want to keep on auto-attacking. You don't want to give free trades. So, like, you can do auto-Q, auto, or auto-E, auto.
Ignite burned by Ahri. Oof. Getting his ear really low. He's gonna just have to...
Yeah. He has TP.
I think he's gonna try and get that. Oh. He's gonna try and be greedy with this farm. Yeah, that wasn't a good idea.
Yeah.
Just go back. If your teleport's up. I do like how Xin Zhao is focusing a lot on grabbing these scuttle crabs. They're worth a lot of money, especially with your first upgraded jungle item. And provided lots of free vision for your team to utilize. I would like to point out that blue team... Oh, that's not what I wanted. Their vision is actually pretty solid top lane in the river. They got some good wards down. Bot lane is okay. They got their defensive wards set up. They just have to be wary not to chase too deep. Karma protecting that pink.
Trying to.
That's fine. They got another ward in there. Whoops. And red team's ward coverage though is really good as I go top lane for this fight. Xin Zhao's coming in for the gank. Yeah.
Yeah. In that situation there, Wukong, you should just have tried to dive Aurelia, knowing that you're going to dive this in either way.
Yeah. Unfortunate timing a little bit on that part. You should always try and keep in mind where the enemy jungler is. Like, you have good vision at the river, but none of the Tribush up top lane. But going back to red team's vision bot lane, it's so good. That bottom jungle, they'll know where Warwick is every single... Like, if he's ever bot lane whatsoever, they'll know where Warwick is, and they can plan accordingly. Like, they're already pinging him out, like, hey, you know, we can win a 2v2, who cares, let's go do this. They saw him coming a mile away.
Ooh.
Nice 0, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah, blue team's is not in a position to be making any plays like that right now.
Yeah.
They need to be playing safe. Warwick needs to be farming up for his Devourer.
He also needs to grab a red trinket so he can help.
That's
so
true.
Also another thing is he left this camp open. It looks like the Raptors. He didn't smite the lead Raptor so he could gain that buff that helps you determine where enemy wards are, and if he did, he would have been able to see that one, and been like, hey, they know where I am. Maybe ganking right now wouldn't be the best course of option. But also, I recommend him getting red trinket as soon as possible so that he can help clear out his own side of the jungle.
So going top lane, if you notice when you're Wukong that you're not doing so hot, a few tricks that you can do if you are in a bad situation is press your S key. That will pretty much make you stop where you are, and it will make players think that you use your W, and it could actually fool them enough to where it could give you enough time to actually activate your real W and run away.
Yeah.
Not only that, especially if you lose as a Knight top laner for Wukong, you might want to start looking to roam as well. Maybe go bottom, look for a kill on Ahri. You need to start doing something to affect the map in general. Ooh.
Oh, well. There he goes. Nice. He's getting out of dodge. He doesn't have vision of the enemy jungler. It looks like they might be able to spot out Xin Zhao, but he's already on his way back. Once again, they just have this area all worded up. They know exactly when Warwick's coming in to gank every single time.
I mentioned what top laner can do right now for blue team. What can everyone else do to probably come back?
Well, for one
if
thing,
they can even.
One thing I mentioned was they need to start warding their own jungle and sweeping it out. That's one thing.
Up.
Azir and Wukong keep looking for plays mid lane. They keep trying to make something happen and come back. At this point, you just gotta try and capitalize on enemy mistakes, though. I don't think you're able to. You can't be in the driver's seat anymore. I do appreciate how they're trying to make things happen. Oh, they have a ward in there. They can go.
It'd be free dragon for them.
Yeah.
Dragon timer is 6 minutes, right? Time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and they even got vision of it too. Alright. Yeah, so something blue team should be doing right now, doesn't matter who, is typing in chat when dragons can be spawning back up.
Even though, yeah, it's so weird now that they tell you, no matter what, even if you don't have vision.
Yeah.
But typing it, like when there's like a minute and a half left till it spawns, that's a great thing to help out your team. It helps coordinate your team to start acting as one and to make that play. I don't know if Warwick can get a kill here, but he's gonna try.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, she's gonna go for the kill. Okay. Yeah, Warwick's trying to be active, but when you're behind as a jungler, like he was after that first gank attempt mid that didn't go right, you gotta just spend a little bit of time farming up your own jungle, get that Sated Devourer, and try to get that power spike back up before you go out and try to make a play again. Sometimes as jungle, that's just what you gotta do if you fall behind is, I'm behind, I need to get some levels of experience and monies. So, yeah. Sometimes you just gotta do that, even though it limits what you can do, and that's frustrating, but sometimes you just gotta sit back and farm up.
Oh, Zen's just so strong.
Whoa. Yeah.
Oh, champ.
Yeah. His build path is a little interesting. Do you have any comments on it?
Yeah, generally it's not good to be buying different items that don't build into one core item, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure you're trying to build Black Cleaver into that phage, and I'm hoping you're building Bork into that, but in this situation, going Black Cleaver would be a lot better, and not getting the Cutlass. Like, you're just spending way too much money just to get an earlier game lead when you guys already have pretty good game domination as it is.
Yeah. Just building components of two different items sets your sets you back a bit in terms of your power spike. Like,
Yep.
it's nice to have that added, it's nice to have that added lifesteal, and it's nice to have that phage proc that you can use, but building the completed item gives you a better power spike earlier than 2 half-completed items. Also, Boots of Swiftness aren't exactly the most useful boots out there. If you want to be fast so you can focus on ganking as many times as possible in the early game, and early Boots of Mobility will help you do the job better. There's not a lot of... I guess there's some slows on the enemy team, but Boots of Swiftness generally aren't the greatest purchase.
Yeah, Merc Treads would probably be a better situation here.
Oh, that lockdown from Nautilus.
Ridiculous.
Oh, a little greedy to try and take the tower without minions. This here tower is pretty powerful. You kind of do have to treat it like a real tower. Can't just walk up and start hitting it to take it down quickly. Nice awareness by Warwick to ult him under tower while he was being hit by it.
Ugh.
Oh, Sivir. Oh! Looks like they might be able to catch her.
Alright.
Ooh! Sivir
So as you
barely
saw
gets
for
out
Red
of it.
Team, that they all went for Aurelia there. They pinged it. They all wanted her.
Mhm.
But what the rest of the Red Team should have done was kept on pressuring mid lane.
Mid or bot. Look how many
Yeah.
wards they have set up bot lane, yeah.
Instead, they all decided to contest red buff, and they didn't get anything but the buff out of it.
Yeah.
While Aurelia died. Like,
Yeah.
you could at least got the turret at least halfway, and maybe sent 2 of them back mid, and Aurelia could have lived there.
Yeah. Oh, Aurelia. Oh. Ins and out. Oh my goodness. Sinzao. OP.
Man, Blue just has to start looking for uneven fights. Like,
They do. Like, so, I don't know, the bottom of their jungle's been warded out like crazy, and I still only see 1 red trinket, and it's not upgraded yet from Karma. They need some upgraded reds, preferably out of their jungler and Karma, so they can start sweeping out their jungle, so that it's safe for them to go through, and that it's, you know, you're just trying to create an unsafe environment in your own jungle as much as possible so you can create those picks. Like that, right there. You put some wards. I guess they did have the entrances to their own jungle warded. They knew she was there. Oh well.
I'm trying to find the right term for it, but essentially you don't want to bleed out while playing defensively.
Yeah.
You want to, as the game goes farther along and as you're farther behind, you need to start making riskier plays to maybe come
Whoops.
back.
There we go. So it's fine to try and go take a tower, like they're trying to make things happen. But if you look at the vision, they have that area. It left them wide open to a flank from Ahri. So if you're gonna push forward and have that river area be a flank for you, you need to have it warded up. Sated Devourer Warwick almost pulls it off.
Nice flash.
He's not even Sated Devourer yet.
Man.
Whoops.
Yep.
Like they're
Like
just
I
a
don't
little
know
too
what
far
else to
behind to be picking fights outside of their tower range. Try to force your opponents to make a mistake at this point, I guess is what we could really give advice as.
say. Uh-huh.
You can try to make things happen every now and then, like, oh, that turret down Bob, we should try and get it. But you just have to do it the right way. Like, you gotta ward up that flank so that you're not caught off guard. And when you're defending a tower, try not to, and you're behind in levels and gold and money, try not to fight outside of it. Try to force them to dive you so that you have the turret, damage to back you up.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah.
I guess we haven't really went over itemization, really. Aurelia's, she looks just fine. Wukong. I don't know when he bought the Dorms, the longswords, but
Yeah.
but still I can see him trying to build defensively now, seeing that he's been not doing so well. Maybe like to see, pick up a Giant's Belt next. Warwick, I think, should really start going defensively as well. I think just doesn't have the time to be building up that Bork.
No,
Or even a Wit's End if he chooses.
he doesn't. Ooh.
As for Azir, I'm pretty sure most Azirs now rush Nashor's Tooth just for amount and how good it is since they change all the AP items. I don't really see many a theme on him at least.
On Azir?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least on first buy.
You see more Morellos. I can see why he went Chalice just because he was far behind in lane.
Yeah.
So it's okay. It's a fine. Athene's is fine. The Stinger though is a bit of a greedy build that you build when you're ahead. I feel like. The attack speed is great, but A, you're not gonna build it into a full Nashor's Tooth, or you probably really shouldn't. Whoa. So, yeah, once again, blue team picking a fight just outside their turret range. They're not forcing red team to make any risky plays,
Oh.
even though they do lose Nautilus there.
Zin, I don't know why you went Sunfire Cape.
Yeah.
I think Randuin's would have been so much better. He gives you more stats than what Sunfire can provide. It's not going to help you clear the jungle any faster, really.
Or even Dead Man's Plate. Dead Man's Plate is even a lot better than Sunfire at this point, right? The new item.
Is that actually out?
Yeah.
Holy shit! I haven't played League of.
I haven't even built it yet. I've just been on the receiving end of a Fed Shin who built it, and I was like, no, get away, get away. He's so fast.
I knew I shouldn't have volunteered.
Oh no, you're good.
After this, I'm gonna look at that item. And
Yeah, it's like it's health and armor, and a bit of a static shiv proc deal. So it's a lot stronger than There we go. There's the pick blue team needs. That was perfect. They have the numbers advantage. It may have seemed like they burned a lot of ults to get those 2 kills, but they got it, and now they can do whatever they want in their own jungle.
Yeah, take blue, probably go and take red as well. Try to clear some jungle creeps. You can't do Baron right now.
No. Do we have any comments in the Twitch chat? I haven't been able to check lately.
Yeah, Horse Doctor was supposed to do this, not me, but I came in
Oh,
last minute, number one TSM hater.
Horse Doctor has to run.
Yeah,
He's an athlete. He's a college athlete. He needs to keep
he
his
actually
body
has a
healthy. He might be coming back for Game 3, and if he does, you can ask him how his race went. If he's a winner or a loser. Oh.
But no, I don't know what episode they talked about the TP ganks, but later on I will check it out and I will send you the link to it. Jumping Sardines.
So, one thing Blue Team did here, they got those two picks in their own jungle, and they took their time going for an objective. They spent some time clearing out their jungle, and then they went for mid lane tower. By that time, Ahri and Aurelia are going to be up. You can't go, you have to keep your eye on death timers and know that 5v5 we're going to lose almost every time. So that was a bit of a mistake to overstay a bit on their part, and that's going to give Red Team a free Baron.
So I didn't really comment too much on the Ahri, Kalista, or Nautilus build. What do Kalistas generally build now? Like, I've seen them build so many different items as patches went on.
Bloodthirst, she went double lifesteal right away, which is okay. She might build Runan's Hurricane, or... oh, shoot, I didn't mean to cut away from the fight, guys, sorry. Runan's Hurricane, or, Last Whisper next.
Yeah.
But that was a good defense right there. They forced Red Team to really dive in on them. Use the turret to their advantage. That was good.
But overall, like, I am really impressed by the amount of wards that Red Team has been providing. Not only that, upgrading their trinkets as well.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I like to see maybe a sweeper from Ahri, but it's just a minor gripe, and it's not that big of a deal.
It looks like Warwick went with the Greater Vision Totem. Revealing a ward in this. Wait. Did he do upgraded pink totem?
Yeah, it's the pink one.
After Wukong already built one?
Yep.
I can't think of a scenario where you ever need two of those, to tell the truth. Red Trinket is just so much more valuable, and does so much more for you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck. Why do I keep cutting away? There we go. Okay, good job of pinging your team back once you... Oh, Azir, you're in a bad spot. Blue team's got to send somebody top to deal with this Xin Zhao. Whoa, Azir.
Yeah, they're just too far behind to do anything. So, looking back, was there anything earlier in the game that they could have done to prevent this and maybe get a better lead?
A little more restraint once they fell behind a little bit. They played a bit more recklessly. Like they played like they had a lead for a little bit, especially mid lane. With the double ganks going on between Warwick and Xin Zhao. Warwick really needed to focus on just farming more so he could catch up. Like, he's affecting fights a lot more than he used to, but mid game he didn't have the farm or gold to compete really. But it looks like it's gonna be game one. But
yeah, stay tuned. We are gonna talk to the individuals and see what they could have improved on. Basically, give them a TLDR what we said.
Yep.
Alright.
Hop in here, click on advanced details. Match requested. There we go. We weren't really getting pushed in, so I didn't bother. North and Theta. North and Theta wasn't in this game. What the heck?
I don't think he was. No, he wasn't.
Alright.
Alright, so I think the first thing we should probably look at is wards, since that's what Horse Doctor would do.
Yeah, we can look at ward count here real quick. Go to statistics. Alright, so Warwick, he actually plays quite a bit of wards, and I think a little bit had to do with, he kept that yellow totem, but you look at the key stat here, wards destroyed, only 1. And we saw how many wards they had in his jungle. That number could be a lot higher, a lot of free gold. I mean, for Warwick, I thought your early game was alright. Mid game was just, I know it seems like, oh, my lanes are losing, I gotta get out there and help. And you can counter gank it, once or twice, but try not to force anything and just look for opportunities for you to counter gank. But otherwise, you gotta keep that farm up.
Yeah, especially if you're devoured jungle, like, and you were as well. You were just basically AFK farm until 6. But it's really dependent on how well your lanes do. And it's really unfortunate that you couldn't have time to farm and get that power spike that Sated has.
Yeah. Wards, I would like to see some more wards brought up by Sivir. She did purchase 2 pings, which is nice. Wukong placed 11, that's alright.
Oh.
16 from Azir is pretty good. And 29 from... Like, their warding wasn't bad, it was just they couldn't clear wards at all, which was a huge problem.
Yeah.
They only had 1 trinket and it wasn't upgraded. That needs to be upgraded as soon as possible if you're ever playing support. But yeah, red team warded a lot more. Ahri had 21. Nautilus's ward coverage could be up quite a bit.
On a free reign that they had, Nautilus should at least have at least 5 more wards, I'd say.
Yeah, and he could probably destroy a lot more wards too, but I'm guessing a lot of his teammates took those ward kills from him since he did have the trinket. A lot of yellows, and I think that did contribute a lot to their ward vision control. When you're ahead, denying vision is also really, really handy. So another red trinket would have been handy, like their jungler again. I feel like jungles 90% of the time should be getting a red trinket and upgrading it when they can. Denying, one of the most important things you can do as a jungler is not let the enemy team have vision of you and know where you are. Because if they don't have vision of you, they're not going to be able to act aggressively if they see you across the map. Or you need to make those points where you are visible to the enemy when they least expect it, or catch them off guard. As you saw, we pointed out, like the red team, you guys saw Warwick coming from a mile away because of like the 4 wards they had down in that jungle, which was ridiculous. They knew Warwick was coming from a mile away, and that's just unfortunate. But
yeah, and that's the versatility of the sweeper as well, like versus the pink Sightstone.
Yeah.
That it only gives you vision in one area versus the sweeper. You can use it anywhere and see if they have wards there.
Yep. Alright, so we did talk a little bit about Warwick.
Yeah. TLDR for Warwick, make sure you get a Sightstone.
Sorry.
Farm, sweeper.
Sweeper, yeah.
That thing.
And and farm. Focus more on farming. Be a little bit greedy. You kind of have to with Warwick, and if you're building Sated Devour, you gotta be a little greedy with your jungle farming.
You're forced a little bit too many engages mid lane.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I think you did well for what you were provided.
Yeah. Your build is pretty good. It's basically on par with what I expect. So, yeah. Going on to Sivir. She and Karma were able to put that early game pressure on, but Xin Zhao came by a couple times, I feel like, and really swayed the fight back the other way. And once Nautilus gets ahead, it's so hard. You can't poke him down, he's too tanky. So, yeah, it's tough for Sivir. Used your ult in good spots once or twice. Otherwise, I didn't notice it too much. I don't know. Did you want to comment on that?
No, I was gonna say I saw a couple times where you could have froze the wave under your turret. And since we don't really have enough time to go over it, I will provide a link to you guys of how to freeze a wave, like properly as bot or even top. And I think Horse Doctor even linked it several times, and it's a pretty good guide overall.
Yeah. Alright. Did you want to talk about Wukong at all? He got an early kill, right? Onto Aurelia?
Yeah, early game he did the Wukong cheese, killed him early game. But then after that, he wasn't trading effectively, and by that I mean he went in, auto-attacked, and he was letting the minions take a lot of damage, or do damage to him. When you have to be really careful early game of where the minions are, the power spikes of your champion. In this case, you have a better early game than her, but the minions just generally can tend to screw you up there. And even before, like, earlier game, like, if you know that you lost the lane, you need to start roaming bot and mid and looking to affect the map in other ways. Because you staying top and just getting a few CS here and there isn't going to help overall.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, your team was really obsessed with the pink warding totem. It's very rarely useful, I'll say.
Yeah.
It's okay in certain spots, like if the enemy has a Rengar or a Vayne, but that's not the case here. I don't really recommend building that unless you have it for a purpose. Otherwise, just keep a spot open for a pink until you get full build.
Yep.
Going on to Azir, I think it looked like a lot of the things is you just needed a lot of practice with him. Especially with CS. I mean, everybody in this game could have CS'd a little bit better.
I was generally confused at first because normally Azir's mid lane take either barrier or heal. That's why I kept on thinking you were top lane, but...
Yeah. Yeah, having barrier or heal, especially against... Because we didn't see any teleport plays really made in bot or top with that summoner. If you're going to take that summoner, you really have to be looking to make those plays in order to get the most out of it, because you're sacrificing a lot of pressure in your own lane if you don't take a combat spell.
Yep. And also, as well, you have to be careful using your spells of pushing up the wave. Unless you have superior vision than your opposing team, the minion wave should either be even or right next to your turret, just so it gives R8 more of a chance of getting ganked. And because of that, since you were pushing up the wave, it allowed Xin Zhao and everyone else to abuse that, and that's why you have 13 deaths.
Yeah. There was also a point where Sivir and Azir went bot lane to take out a tower, and it was a good idea, like they almost got it, but when you guys went to do it, I'm going to bring it up again, warding. They didn't ward the river, and they were flanked hard by Ahri, and they ended up paying with both their lives. So, like, you had the right ideas a lot of the time, like, oh, we're behind, we gotta be careful and pick and choose where we can get our spots, where we can get some gold back, and you identified a good one there. You just didn't execute as well as you should have. So,
Alright.
Yeah. Oh.
So I will leave the karma to you since I am garbage at support. And I'll make a few comments here and there.
Karma, early game you were doing what you needed to do. I think what really set you guys back was when you went back you didn't have enough for Sightstone. You got Boots and Ruby Crystal, and I probably only one green ward. And that was taken out pretty quickly by Xin Zhao, by a pink ward that the enemy team had already purchased. So, I recommend buying at least 2 stealth wards, I guess they're technically called, if you're not going to be able to get Sightstone right away, and keep your yellow trinket. And you were doing a good job of applying pressure early on, but you guys were so preoccupied with keeping that pressure. You saw Xin Zhao, you saw him take out your ward, and you backed off when you saw him. But after you took out that ward, you're like, okay, he's gone. And you didn't know he was gone. You didn't even have your Tribush warded, and he was just able to walk right behind you and secure, I don't know if it was a double kill or a single kill, but yeah, it was a double kill.
Yeah.
And so that one mistake sets your lane behind, and if Karma falls behind, she really can't do anything. Nautilus now has the gold and tankiness to deal with your poke, and all you can do is speed up your buddy and peel for him a little bit while hoping they don't switch focus to you. So Karma is a little. She's difficult. If you see Elimination, he plays her a lot in solo queue. You could go to ProBuilds.com and look up what stuff he builds. He tends to go with Talisman of Ascension a lot, just because he focuses more on the utility. Because once that early game is over, your poke kind of falls off a lot, and you're really just a speed up bot and peel bot for your AD carry, unless you're really far ahead and can afford some expensive AP items. But yeah, that's just kind of what happens when you fall behind as Karma, is you get less and less effective. I would say I don't necessarily agree with Merc Treads, even though I'm guessing you bought it for the Nautilus and stun, Ari stun, Irelia stun. I would prefer Boots and Mobility. I prefer Boots and Mobility on most supports. Frozen Heart does make sense with the enemy comp. I thought that was a good item build. You built that before you finished your Chalice item, which is great. I like it when supports pick the team over themselves, and that's what you did there, and that was needed because Xin Zhao, Irelia, and Kalista all rely on attack speed a lot, so I like the Frozen Heart purchase. But yeah, things didn't go your way. Things snowballed out of control from that one mistake, bot lane. And
the only thing I'm going to say to you, Karma, is that one thing I notice all supports do, at least in higher elo, when I play, is that if they know that their ADC isn't doing so hot and bot lane is done, they get Moby Boots, and they either roam top or mid and try to help them out in any way possible. Something to keep in mind, like top and mid did lose as well, but I don't know, maybe if you roam at the right situation and gave up bot tower, you might actually be able to help Azir get a few kills, or maybe even Wukong, which would allow them to split push and do generally better. But yeah, it was just a bad situation where everyone lost.
Yeah. Alright.
But going into Xin Zhao. First, the pros.
oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry, you're about to go.
You did really well at affecting the map early game. You bought your warriors. You made sure that everyone else did their part and win one lane. So good job on that. Also, I really do like the Black Cleaver buy. But that's pretty much it outside item-wise.
Yeah, I mean...
things... Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. You were still talking about it.
The things that you can improve on, itemization-wise, is don't build so many different items that don't build into one thing. Like, at first, I saw you build a Phage, then a Cutlass class. Those two don't really synergize well together, even if you do want it. I totally agree with Black Cleaver, it's a good item. But then after that, you built Cutlass, which you don't really need the damage anymore. You have the Arya and Aurelia to be doing all your damage, plus with the ADC. And also, I would prefer either the new defensive item or Randuin's. Would be so much better than the Sunfire Cape.
Yeah.
Even getting maybe even Moby Boots and Merc Treads is way better than Swiftness, in my opinion.
They are.
Yeah.
And also, Red Trinket. You can deny vision of the enemy team and take over the game faster, I feel like. And as jungler, Red Trinket is just so helpful for clearing out objectives such as Baron or Dragon. It's just more useful overall for junglers.
Yep.
Yeah, you pretty much summed it up. He provided really good early game pressure and was able to snowball his lanes. That's what you gotta do as Xin Zhao.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. Guess we can move on to Ari.
This one, I will apologize. I don't have the least amount of comments for this one, just because you just straight up wrecked lane, and good job on that. And because of that, you did well making sure your lead was secured, kept on pressuring mid lane and roaming when you needed to.
Yeah.
I would like to see maybe a few more roams bot side, and also pinging your team as well for objectives. Like,
Yeah.
It might seem really annoying, but if you see that mid tower is open, just ping it 5 times. Or what I do, I just hanging outside of the turret so they don't know it's me who's giving the command.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. What
Yeah.
do you see about Ari?
For like, her pressure in lane was so high that she could have done whatever she wanted.
Yeah.
And so she could have just pushed lane and roamed bot or top maybe, once or twice. And that may have helped snowball the game a little bit faster. But yeah. Also, the item build is pretty good. I like Morello's on her. Luden's is good, especially if you roam. So if you're gonna buy that item, try to make roaming one of your priorities. Yeah, overall pretty good. I guess we can move on to Irelia. You play a lot of Irelia, so I'll let you go ahead and talk a bit about her.
Oh, yeah. So I noticed, generally when you're top lane versus an Ignite opponent, I like to do a camp level 1. What this does is that it will push the wave towards your turret and allows you to freeze the wave. Not only that, you're going to gain level 2 probably before them. Hit level 6 because of the experience advantage that you provide. And also the amount of health pots you get if you decide to go Doran's Shield or Doran's Blade from it. Outside of that, every time Wukong goes in, you gotta auto attack. You cannot give him free trades early game. That's what allowed him to get that early cheese kill on you. Apart from that, you leveled up your E first, which I love. That's really good versus the Wukong. Maybe use your Q a little more to last hit. But apart from that, also look for TP of ganks as well. I know you had to use it early on to go back to lane after that kill, but there's a few times where I saw that you could have went bot side and picked up a few yourself. But yeah, as a top laner, I love the greater stealth totem just for the split pushing.
Oh yeah.
And sights.
Yeah, overall really good. Yeah, and the item build was really good.
Yeah.
I think we can both agree that teleport wasn't used to its full potential on either team.
Yeah, just remember,
go ahead.
activate your auto before the trade. Auto, E, auto, and then depending on how that goes, Q to maybe a minion somewhere else, or on them. You will be surprised how much damage you do.
Yeah. Alright, cool, thanks. We're going to move on to Kalista now, who ended up 10-0-9, so I don't know if you can come up with too many criticisms.
No, I'm dog shit when it comes to bot lane.
The item, I'm not... like, when you go double lifesteal on Kalista, you might not want to build them back to back, is my only thing. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't played Kalista in, like, over a month. So I haven't really looked into what she builds. I do know double lifesteal is popular on her, but I feel like Runan's is popular in between those two items, or another attack speed type item. Yeah, double lifesteal works really well with her. It really does. She just stays alive throughout the entire fight and is able to get her stack her spears, so she can get that high damage rend off and reset and go on to the next target. So good build. Your positioning in lane was pretty good. It's a little tough to dodge Karma Qs and abilities when your early game Kalista and your jumping is so slow. And your ultimates for Nautilus were pretty right on. The Kalista Nautilus is such a strong lane. Especially once they hit level 6, the lockdown they provide is ridiculous. So, yeah, good job on that. I would recommend Blue Trinket next time.
Oh, yeah.
Especially upgraded Blue Trinket. It just... I hear a lot of people say, when you see your support buy Sightstone, you can go ahead and buy Blue Trinket, which might be the case, but just start thinking about it that early on. That doesn't necessarily mean it's always a good idea to get it that early, but just start thinking about it, and especially when you take down the enemy tower or they take down your tower, grabbing Blue Trinket then would be a great idea. So keep Blue Trinket in mind, and I'll move on down to Nautilus, who did a pretty good job, to say the least. Provided that lockdown, survived the early game poke of Karma, provided great gank assist for Xin Zhao. Red Trinket Merc Treads again. I'm not the biggest fan of Merc Treads on supports. I feel like as a support you need to be roaming across the map, making plays and traversing large tracts of land in as little time as possible. And Moby's helps so much with that, so you can get ward more or rush to one of your teammates caught out just a little bit faster. I guess the Merc Treads were for the Karma slows and Root and the Warwick ulti, but you're not gonna get ulted by Warwick. I just feel like Merc Treads was it's the most expensive boots 2 item, I believe. So
yeah, I believe so.
You can get boots of mobility really early and utilize it a lot quicker. It's a lot more useful for a support. That's all. So yeah, I think that's it. Oh, also ward more. I think somebody on your team warded just as much as you. Yeah, it was Ari.
Ari did. Really impressive by Ari, by the way.
Yeah, you need to be pumping out more wards. Just as a key for, well, where should I ward? Around your team, or where your team is going to, where the next objective is. Like, if you're like, oh, dragon's up in a minute and a half, I'm gonna go ahead and start warding up around the area because those wards last for 3 minutes. And yeah. Swapped out Moby's late game. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I can see doing that swapping out late game. If you're going for tenacity late game though, maybe try the Elixir of Iron, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
That'll help your teammates follow up on your engages, give you all that tenacity, and make you one big, giant, scary metal man with an anchor. So
yeah, that's something I see supports do quite a bit, is that they swap out their Moby boots for something else, like Merc Treads. In the early game-wise, you're going to be having a loss of gold income, which you don't want to do when you're a support. It's fine to do that when you have all 5 of your essential items, but until then, it's not that big of a power spike to be getting the tenacity off of it. Like, you could have get Mikhail's, maybe even something tankier off of it.
It would have been cheaper and more effective to grab the Elixir of Iron.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, but your train of thought was good. Just make sure you do it later on in the game.
Earlier. Yeah. Alright. I think that's pretty much it. I think we determined... I could count up the ward totals here. Do I have a calculator in Windows? Let's find out. Yeah, calculator free. Oh, Windows 10, you shouldn't have... Oh, I have to go to an app store for it? Okay, not worth it. Alright, let's see here. Let's see if I got my math skills. So 32 plus 20, 52, 53, plus 14, 67, plus 9, 76. So 76 for red team, and then 30 plus 15, 45, 56, 60, 72. 76 to 72, red team did technically have more wards. The team that warded won, yay! And with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream. Go ahead and type into Twitch chat if you want to be a part of the next game. I'll be sending out invites here very soon. And stay around because we'll get game 2 started here.